Okay, so it's now time to do an examination question. I've taken the Chem 2 AQA June 2012 paper. In the question, it's asking us, first of all, to state and to explain what happens to the yield of methanol when the total pressure is increased in this reaction or in the synthesis. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to think about is what exactly or where exactly is my methanol? Well, my methanol is found in my products. And this is really, really important because when I look at pressure or total pressure, I need to be considering the side in which my reactants and my products are in and the number of moles of gases are in my reactants and my products. Well, in my reactants, I've got 4 moles of gas, and in my products, I've got 2 moles of gas. Now, I already know that as I increase the pressure, increasing pressure favors the side with less moles of gas. Okay, so how is that going to affect my equilibrium? Well, because I've got less moles of gas on the right hand side, the equilibrium will shift from left to right to oppose the change in increased pressure. Okay, so that's my answer for the first bit. It's also asking me to tell me about the yield. Well, because it's shifting the reactions to the right, more of the forward reaction is going to get produced, therefore the effect of the yield will be an increase in the yield. Okay, so let's go through that again. First mark would be gained for saying that there will be an overall increase in the yield. Why? Well, equilibrium here will favor the right hand side because increasing pressure favors the side with less moles of gas. Okay, so those are my 3 marks there. Okay, so next question. Let's move now to my next question. If I scroll down a little bit, it's asking me now, the hydrogen synthesis is formed from methane and steam in a reversible reaction. The equation for the reaction is shown below. Right, what is it actually asking me to do? It's asking me to state and explain what happens to the yield of hydrogen. Okay, so I'm after now the yield of hydrogen in this reaction when the temperature is increased. So we're looking at temperature. So remember from before, temperature is all linked to the enthalpy change of a reaction, and the enthalpy change of a reaction here is very nicely eloquently given to us as plus 206 kilojoules per mole. Well, plus 206 kilojoules per mole means that the forward reaction is endothermic. Okay, so if I increase the temperature, it's telling me here that the temperature is increased, then the endothermic reaction will be favored. Okay, and the endothermic reaction is also the forward reaction. Okay, so because it's the forward reaction, the equilibrium will shift from left to right to oppose the increase in heat energy. Now, because it's shifting to the right, the effects on the yield would be to increase the amount of hydrogen being produced. So the effect on the yield is there will be an increase in the amount of H2 being produced. Okay, so let's go through the marks here. Again, 1 mark for saying there's an increase in the yield of H2. 1 mark for mentioning the fact that the forward reaction is an endothermic reaction, and therefore the equilibrium will shift from left to right.